Hi, everybody. Welcome to Dan on Sports. Well, it appears the New York Giants have come up with a plan as far as their quarterback situation is concerned, and they have to address that issue. Everybody knows that. Joe Schoen, the general manager, has said as much. The owner, John Mara, one of the co-owners, has said as much. The Giants have to address the quarterback situation. And now that Matthew Stafford has made it clear he's sticking with the LA Rams after renegotiating a contract, the Giants have to go to Plan B. Well, what is Plan B? Apparently, from what I have been reading, it's a plan that worked for the Giants in the early 2000s. You draft a quarterback of the future while also signing a veteran quarterback to help lead you to a respectable record and serve as a tutor for the quarterback who's being drafted. And that seems to be the approach the Giants are going to take this time, at least by the accounts I'm reading. And it's one that I favor, actually. And to do that, the Giants are going to have to perhaps move up in the draft. They have the overall number 3 pick. But for the Giants to get the quarterback of their choice, they're going to have to come up with some kind of a package with Tennessee in order to get the overall number 1 pick. What that package is going to be, we'll find out soon enough, I guess. In the meantime, you hear a lot of names bandied about as far as that veteran quarterback. Will it be Russell Wilson? Will it be Sam Darnold? Will it be Aaron Rodgers? Might it be Justin Fields? Will they trade for Kirk Cousins? I don't know. I've got a friend of mine who would like to see the Giants get Justin Fields. Maybe they strike gold and Fields ends up being that quarterback of the future. I'm reading more and more it's going to be Russell Wilson. Really, I'm not a fan of Wilson at this stage. I always liked Wilson as a quarterback, but his best days are behind him. And you saw what he did with the Steelers this year, began the season injured. Then when he came on, following the injury, he actually quarterbacked the team to some victories, but his last, 5 or 6 games were a disaster. So I don't see Russell Wilson as the answer. A friend of mine wants Justin Fields. Aaron Rodgers? Right now, I think Aaron Rodgers would be a better choice than Russell Wilson. But again, I keep reading the name Russell Wilson so that the Giants can draft that quarterback, have Wilson serve as the tutor, while also being that veteran presence the Giants currently need at the quarterback position. Will it happen? Well, they've got to address the issue. The Giants have to have a winning record next year. With Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll both, as far as I'm concerned, dangling by a thread in order to preserve their jobs, the Giants have to go 9-8. Now, I've had some people tell me, well, if they go 7-10, 7-10's not good enough. That's another losing record. That's just 3 more wins than this past season. That's not going to work. Do the Giants have to make the playoffs next season? No. Do they have to have a winning record? Yes. Do they have to make the playoffs the following year if they don't make the playoffs in 2025 but have a winning record? Yes. That's what has to happen if Schoen and Daboll are to keep their jobs. So the plan is one that worked for them in the early 2000s, and they're going to have to execute it again. Draft a quarterback who's the franchise future at that position and sign a veteran quarterback to serve as a tutor, unless they can get Justin Fields and he turns out to be that quarterback of the future. The other quarterbacks, I just don't see it. Sam Darnold, you think the Giants are going to get Darnold and bring him back to New York? We saw what that happened. And Darnold, who had a very good season with the Vikings, did stumble down the stretch. So that's where the New York Giants stand, but it seems they have formulated a plan at quarterback now that they can't get their man Stafford, who's returning to the Los Angeles Rams. That's going to do it for Dan on Sports. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for subscribing. And if you'd like to subscribe to my newsletter, you can do that by going to sportscasterdan.com.